there are 3 different types of microphones. All 3 of these different microphones have different sound qualities and will have a different purpose. It's important to know what that purpose is so you know how to treat the microphone and you know the best way to get the best sound quality that you can. The first kind of microphone I'm going to be talking about is called a dynamic microphone. These microphones are really great for a wide variety of applications that require close miking situations. That means that the sound source is going to be right up against the microphone. So you'll see a lot of singers using these. You'll see a lot of these on electric guitar amplifiers. Same with bass. You'll see them on snare drums. Lots of actually kick drums, toms, that kind of stuff. They're really great for that. And they're very directional, so they don't pick up sound from behind it from a lot of the sides. That can be kind of a downfall of them because if, say, your singer isn't directly speaking into it, the sound isn't going to be as loud and it's not going to sound as good potentially because you are technically using the microphone incorrectly. These microphones are really great for live applications because they aren't particularly sensitive. So you'll see your favorite singer singing into them live, and that's the microphone that they're holding directly up to their mouth. It's a dynamic microphone. It won't pick up all the stuff around it, and it'll sound really great. So for social media applications, these are the microphones that you're going to use for podcasts. You'll see a lot of Shure SM7Bs getting used, and these are dynamic microphones. They are held directly up to their mouth, and they will sound the best. What this also means, though, is that for videos like this, having a dynamic microphone really isn't right. Because if you were, then you'd have to hold it the whole time. You would be able to use your hands, like I like to, and you would have to have a mic stand that would come right in front of your mouth, and you wouldn't actually be able to see their face. The next kind of microphone that I'm going to talk about are called condenser microphones. Condensers are much more sensitive. They require something called phantom power or 48 volts. And these are really great for videos like this. They come in 2 different diaphragm sizes, which just basically results to how big the microphone itself is. You have large diaphragm and small diaphragm. Not too hard to remember. We'll start with small diaphragms. Small diaphragm condensers are cylindrical and they accept sound directly into one tip of them, and at the other end, they will have the cable running out. These tend to pick up a great amount of detail, so they're really great for things like hi-hats, where you need all the different sounds and how your stick is hitting the instrument. But they don't tend to have a lot of color. They just kind of, here's the sound, here's how it is, not really how our ears would pick it up in that way. But they do pick up a lot more details like how our ears do, which is where large diaphragm condensers come in. Large diaphragms are typically what's called side addressed. Large diaphragms don't tend to have as much detail as small diaphragms, but they do have a lot more bass response and more resonance, and they'll add so much more color to it, and it'll sound much more natural to your ear. So I recommend using a condenser microphone, specifically a large condenser microphone for videos like this. You'll get the better color, you will get some detail, but you really don't need a lot of it for just one person speaking. The third type of microphone is actually the first kind of microphone that was ever invented. It's called a ribbon microphone. These are the best sounding mics that you'll hear. They sound very natural, but they don't have the sensitivity that condensers do. So they require sound to be right up against them. But you'll have the detail that a small diaphragm condenser does. You'll have the resonance and the natural warmth of a large diaphragm. There are 2 downsides though. Number 1 is that these tend to be kind of fragile. Even just accidentally blowing into it too hard can make it, depending on how the microphone was made, how modern it is. More modern ribbons are built better, but even just a big puff of air can stretch out the diaphragm and make it not sound good. The second one is that these are very expensive. They're amazing microphones and their price level does reflect it. You have to start almost at $1,000 typically. There's like one that I can think of that you don't, to get one of these. But they're totally worth it. So in social media, I highly recommend large diaphragm condenser just for speaking. It will sound It'll resonate well, it'll sound very warm, and it will have all the clarity that you need. That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.